Greetings from Spain. So I'll get straight to it. Today I wanted to talk about consumption. So I would say that's one of the biggest changes with impact that we've made from the beginning of the year. So it's been quite an intense period, but I would say we have redefined how we look at consumption or what we're consuming, and I'm not just talking about products. So we have changed some products we use, which I'm going to show you, but more thinking about what we actually need to buy and buying less. And I would say the most efficient way we've done this is to try and grow some of our own fruit, vegetable and herbs. So you'll notice right now I'm in some shade. I'm under a canopy that I created. This is not just for me and keeping me from turning into some crispy pork, but also for the plants. So there is so much sun here that a lot of the plants struggle to have so much sun all day. So I've positioned them where they get some shade, either from a wall or from the canopy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch the camera around and I'm going to show you some of the things I've been growing. So first up is tomato plant number one. I'm going to call this one Colin. So you can see that there is a lot of kind of ripened tomatoes already, and actually I've been picking quite a lot of these. I would say I've probably got about 30 or 40 tomatoes from this plant and this plant here. So I bought them from a store. It was very small, but yeah, they've taken a lot of water and plant food, but they have grown into monsters. And I found some cable ties and I've been tying them on, but don't really like using plastic cable ties, so this one actually found some string which I've tied, but I wasn't really prepared for how quickly they would grow and how kind of floppy they would become and how heavy. So tomatoes, no need to buy tomatoes, cherry tomatoes in plastic. And then we have here strawberry, it's quite a new addition. Some carrots. I thought this was Thai basil, but actually this is Thai basil, and that is chili and another chili plant, so shows how much I know. Then we have some courgettes here, some plants. They're very new and they are flowering, so hopefully some fruit. We have some peppers of unknown origin. I bought the pepper plant, but I was expecting bell peppers, but they're not padron peppers, so someone says they might think it might be chili peppers. I have no idea. I'm waiting to see what happens with them. Some lettuce, which has been amazing. Some mint, and just down there, you can't see it very well, is some chamomile. Then we have some wild strawberries here, doing very well, very tiny but very juicy. And then some more lettuce, there's actually a little one there as well. Some more chili, some lavender, some celery that Samuel kept. He chopped the celery off and left the kind of base, and he put it in water until it rooted, and then he planted it. And this is literally what has happened right now. It's going through a crazy flowering phase, but I have eaten some of this already because it grew so big that it couldn't sustain itself. And then some rosemary down the side there. So the really cool thing I would say is the lettuce. I can never find lettuce that's not wrapped in plastic, and we bought 8 or 10 kind of little plants, and it's probably a little bit difficult to see, but I just keep taking the outer leaves and these things just keep generating so much salad to the point where I've been giving it away. So really cool one. I would say the tomatoes and the lettuce have been amazing. Not to eat per se, but you do see I have some aloe vera here, and you can also see my lazy ass cat. I've been interested in making some aloe vera soap. So down the bottom of the garden have a few things that I've planted and a few things that were here. So we have some rosemary, some thyme, some parsley, some more lettuce, and some coriander that is flowering as well. So the soil here is very clay-like. You'll probably see that it's starting to crack even though I watered it this morning. And I had all of the lettuce in here and a tomato plant and the strawberry plant, the bigger one. And none of them really liked it, so I took them out, but I didn't have enough pots to take out all the lettuce. I took out what I could, but I left this here, and we had a few rainy days and they seem to really enjoy the extra water, and since then they've kind of sprung back. I also cleared a lot of the garden away, so you see that there is some kind of weeds regrowing, but I had a real big garden clear out, and in the process I think I may have helped move some snails and slugs onto, we've got a little compost heap in the back, and I've been putting snails and stuff in the back with the mint. So I think what I've done is I've given these guys half a chance to survive, so they've sprung back and now we're also eating that lettuce. So these things were already here when we got here. We have an orange tree that has got little tiny oranges on them. Can you even see them here? Yeah, you can. So we should get some oranges this year. Lime and bay, and then up here in the sun that not even I can see right now is an olive tree, and then at the back we have some mint. So basically don't need to buy any rosemary, thyme, parsley, mint, lettuce, and now I'm getting to the point where I don't need to buy any tomatoes. So it's been a really impactful way of just consuming less, going to the shop and buying less, but also plastic free, which we like. Speaking of plastic free, so I did say, my nice tissue, I didn't actually stage this. This is where the plants have been living to get some shade, believe it or not. So these are sort of the recent things that we've changed brands. So deodorant is probably my favourite. So Samuel's been using City and Cocoon for a while, but this kind of lavender smell, and I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest. It reminds me of my Nana and the kind of smells that she had in her house, but he found another one which was orange, which I much prefer. So it's kind of like a sandy putty. I'll just open one now with one hand. Smooth, so you can't really see it very well, but it's not as good, I don't think, as deodorants that I would buy, plastic deodorants, but just by showering perhaps once a day and then also having like a body wash and using this, it is keeping me under control. So no plastic packaging, it lasts quite a long time, and it's with natural ingredients. So this has been a really good purchase, and I'm now definitely converted to this kind of deodorant. Soap, our friend pointed out that Dove soap has palm oil, so that oversight was corrected, and now we just buy soap from either a market or some shops. There is a shop in Malaga that I will show another time that does lots of hand soaps that are, you can just buy loose. And then this is made from bamboo, and we bought this at a convention, actually the same place as this soap. And Samuel also bought this, which I think is cool because it's the straps are made out of bicycle tires, and then the actual outside of the bag itself is made from like exhibition signs and banners that and even that wheel is from thread, you know, it had thread around it. And inside this green apparently is a curtain. So that's really cool that they've upcycled this, but also it's been made with in conjunction with homeless charity. So the monies that you pay for this actually helps go towards helping the homeless. So really cool example of upcycling, but also helping the homeless, which I love. So these are some changes to the products, and I'm now going to switch the camera around so you can see my nice puffy eye. Better take the camera back. So yes, that is some of the big changes I would say with consumption. And another change that we have made is when we first got here we would shop with Carrefour, like a chain supermarket in Spain, and you know, each week we'd get a delivery. So this was partly convenience, but also we don't have a car, so cycling to get food and drink and supplies is sometimes quite a challenge, especially because the biggest supermarket near us is a Lidl and it's up a quite big hill. Torremolinos is very hilly, so if you need things like water, wine, tins, like even things like not just tin tomatoes, but like tins of tuna and olives and some of these kind of heavy items, it's like can quickly make it really difficult for you to collect a lot of things and bring them back. So when we first got here, what we were doing is buying some of the heavier items from Carrefour. So we were buying bottled water because Samuel wasn't getting on with the tap water, and then tins and bottles of wine and oat milk and all of these kind of essential bulk items that we get through. We would get a delivery once a week, but we've actually just decided to ramp up the amount of times we go shopping. So I would say we go more often, but then we don't rely on a big delivery and we take a little bit with us each time, which is a lot more work, but it is a better way of shopping for the environment. And yep, the only other change is perhaps the fruit and veg. So we were getting a lot of our plastic-free fruit and veg from Lidl, but Samuel found a independent fruit and veg shop that is just kind of selling farmers' produce, like local produce. So we shop there and we take our own bags. So the two things and growing our own stuff feel like we've reached another kind of threshold of trying to be eco. So onwards and upwards. I would like to grow some more things, but we only have a small garden here, so one day when I have a different property, perhaps my own land, I will try to take this even further. So you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. Honestly, I'm not green-fingered. I am amazed that most things have survived. So that's it. I hope you enjoyed the blog post, and talk soon.